Thank you.
Yeah, I'm tall enough you can see me. Is there something to this time of year that really gets us? Something that gets us going? Something that urges us forward? Do you feel it? I feel it. This year more than anything else. Sometimes we in this world tend to think that we listen to the news and we hear all these things that are going on in the world, and then we hear evangelists and they're predicting things and all of that. Well, what I'm feeling is not about the outside world. It's about what's going on in here. And that's why we come here, to find out what's going on in here, and if we don't like it, what we can do about it. Also to know that Spirit's in here giving us all the help we need every day of our lives. So we began this process at the Burning Bowl service. And I know that many of you weren't here for that. I'm not faulting you for that at all. But I'm going to say something. In fact, I got to get up here to say it. Because at a service like the Burning Bowl, where we actually get to burn what we don't want in our lives, our physical eyes get to see that it burns, it disappears. And then we write a letter to God, or Spirit, or a higher power, whatever we call that. We write a letter. And in that, we state what it is that we want to accomplish in 2012. And that letter is written in confidence, knowing that Spirit will help us accomplish whatever it is. Then we light a candle to that commitment that we have with Spirit, with ourselves, to actually begin the process, whatever it was that we wrote in that letter. Now here's what I need to stand up here to say. I am perplexed. Why? No, that's not a question to ask, is it? We never ask the why question. I'll have to phrase it another way. I was surprised to see at such a powerful ceremony that this room was not filled to overflow. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But if you haven't done that process, I would encourage you to do it at home. You can get a little bowl with a candle. My cousin and I actually did this for her when she was here from California this last week. And as she wrote, she had tears. As she burned, more tears. But it's gone. And then the letter. And then the candle to the commitment. So it's a powerful ceremony to go through. But now we come to today in which we get a new name. And this new name, whatever it is, some of us may be a little confused about what we put on that stone, but Spirit has given you something. And maybe instead of calling it a new name, as someone said, it could be an intention. Whatever it is that has meaning for you, that goes on the stone. And that name, that intention, whatever it is, puts you in the flow of life. It puts you in the warmth of love. And you would think then that it would put you in the mode of easy sailing. But I have to tell you that that's not necessarily true. Because life keeps happening. And when life happens, often obstacles come up. And we say, well, now, wait a minute. I was going down this road and everything was going really well. And then something happened and I'm over here. And now I have to face this thing. And what am I going to do about that? And Spirit says, I'm here to help you. You can get around it, over it, under it, whatever. But you can keep going forward. And our human self says, no, I don't think so. I'm having doubts now. And Spirit says again, but I'm with you. I'll help you. You can go forward. And our human self, again, it loves to argue. And it will say, but when I committed to this, I didn't know it was going to be this hard and this is scary. This is too much for me. And Spirit says, you can do it. But we seem to have this war inside of ourselves. And that white stone sets you free from that war because it gives you a focus on Spirit. It came from Spirit. And so it gives you that focus. If you put this where you can see it, it will help you immensely. You might remember that little story about the sun and the wind. And the wind, of course, was the one that started the little argument. And the wind said, I am the most powerful. The sun really didn't argue, but the wind said, and I'm going to prove it to you. You see that man down there with that big coat on? I'm going to blow and blow, and I'm going to blow the coat right off that man. So it said, okay. So the wind began to blow, and the harder it blew, the more this man tenaciously hung onto his coat and made it tighter and tighter around him. And the wind blew and blew. And finally, it had to give up in total disgust. And then the sun had its turn. And all it did was shine. That's all. It shined its warmth and its light upon this man, and the day grew warmer and warmer. And finally the man said, I don't need my coat. And he took it off. See, the wind was all about doing. And the sun is just about being. I think what comes from that story for you and me is that we need to be the light. We need to shine the light on ourselves. Shine the warmth of Spirit on ourselves. So how do we do that? Well, I'll give you a way to do that. Affirmations. How many here use affirmations? Affirmations are statements of truth. Powerful statements of truth. And if you aren't using affirmations, I have them everywhere, on my mirror and on my desk, and you do too, don't you? Yeah, we have them everywhere, in our cars, because we need them. We need to be reminded what truth is. And so the affirmations don't have to be lengthy, they can be so simple. So simple. Let's take the one that is so common. Let's just say this, and maybe it's not so common, but do you have days when you don't really have a lot of energy? Okay. How about saying, I am enthusiastic? Or I am energetic? What would that do? Well, let's try this one. I am enthusiastic. Let's say it together. I am enthusiastic. One more time. I am enthusiastic. One more. I am enthusiastic. Okay, now you tell me that the energy didn't start coming up within you. It did, didn't it? Hearing yourself say those things is powerful. Why? Because you are using the power of the I am. You are using the power of the Christ within you. Remember, I am, those two words are the two most powerful words in the universe. And when you connect what you want with them, you've got power. Okay. In the Bible it says, let the weak say, I am strong. If you are at a point in your life where you need to say those words, I am strong, those three little words could change your life. And why do they work? Again, because they are linking you with the I am power, with the Christ power within. You might remember, those of you who are a little bit older, when our parents laid down a rule. Remember back to those days? And you weren't allowed to question it. But if you ever dared to question it, if you ever dared to ask why do I have to do that? What was the answer? Because I said so. Yes. Oh, but see, now you're all grown up. So now you get to create your own reality. In fact, that's what our parents were doing for us. They were establishing a reality for us that they felt was good for us. We didn't have to question it. But now you get to create your own reality. The world that you want to live in. And so we get to choose them. What reality is it going to be for us today? Are we going to choose love, peace, abundance, celebration? Or are we going to choose doom and gloom and misery and lack and fear? It's always our choice, isn't it? Why? Because we say so. It's so simple. Because we say so. We have the power to say. Words have tremendous power because they are linked with the Christ within. So how about some affirmations then with I am? I am kind, I am loving, I am love, I am peace. Don't we say some of those at the end of the service? Yes, after our prayer of enfoldment, we do say that. I am blessed. So many things we could connect with the I am. But just let's say we have an affirmation that is not connected with the I am. Well, that's all right too, because any affirmation that is life-enhancing, the implication is that the power within is in that affirmation. So how about some more? How about life is good? You believe that? Life is good. Yes. How about I live now? I live now. Now is the only time I have. Okay, I live now. No looking back. You might have some affirmations of your own right now. I'm just dreaming these up here. Okay, how about full steam ahead? Onward and upward. Playful out. There are so many. 3 little words that can change your mood, your attitude, your life. How about this one? God is good. All the time. Thank you. Okay, now we have to say that together. God is good
all the time.
God is good
all the time.
Thank you. Because that is the truth. This power that lives within us is good all the time. All the time. So as you hold the stone in your hand and know that there is something, if it hasn't come yet, it will. And know that you could add affirmations to this that would place you in the flow of life and in the warmth of love. What is better than that? Namaste.